Welcome back, everybody. Another video here. It is Friday, last week of May, and we're heading on another solo trip, last day of the week-long vacation, and hopefully we can get Dad out Saturday and Sunday, or one of the days, or whatever. But it is already seeming windier than it should be. Checked the buoy before I left, and it said it was blowing 4 knots, and I get here and it's got to be blowing at least 10. So we'll stick out in front of South Gap there and see how nasty it is. It seems like it's coming a lot out of the south, so we might be okay. We'll see what happens. If we have to run back in, we'll probably head inside the North Gap and try to salvage a day or wait for the wind to die or something like that. So gonna be running LiveScope, casting. That is pretty much the only way we've been able to get them the last couple of days. Just because you can really pick on the handful of fish that seem to be out there. But who knows, new day. It's been warm, it's been sunny, so maybe a bunch of fish showed up yesterday when I didn't fish here. I fished Chautauqua Lake. So we'll see. We're gonna try, I wanna try a new bait today. I wanna try jig and wrap. Not new to me, obviously, but new to out here. I've never thrown one out here. So we're gonna try that today a little bit, and if that doesn't work, we'll go back to jig heading a worm, or a jig heading a plastic and a worm, and just have some fun and catch a whole bunch of fish. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in to this video, and we're gonna get rolling out of South Gap here real quick. So let's do it. Alright guys, so I'm gonna try some jig and wraps today, see what we can do. It's definitely a little sporty out here. Alright guys, I stopped messing around. Made a cast at a fish, came flying up at it, and it just stared at it. So we're putting on a night crawler. It's hard to beat worms, they love them. So a day when it's wavy out here like this, I'm just gonna catch some fish. Got him. Fish on. Fish on. Alright, not a big one, but it's a start. Get him over here to the back. Alright, fish number one, little guy, 18-incher, going home. Cool. They seem a little finicky this morning, probably because the wind's blowing 4 different directions already, but kept it real simple and subtle, jig head and worm, and it got bit, so that was pretty cool. We're gonna keep doing it. Looks like we got a couple other boats running out behind us. It's rolling pretty good this morning. And I was originally gonna go over to a different spot in 40 feet of water, but I figured on this more southerly wind, we'll have a little bit more shelter against Hamburg, so we came more down off the smokes. And from what I've seen already, it definitely seems like there's more bait around and more fish around today than there was 2 days ago. So hopefully it says better things to come. All right, let's try to catch another one. So we're doing just as we were doing the other day. Oh, there's a nice mark coming. Using the trolling motor, putting it on continuous, and just moving into the waves and the wind, and just looking with the LiveScope. Then when we see one, we stop the boat at spot lock and make a very precise cast. And the wind and the waves definitely make that harder and harder and harder, but we're making do. Up the rod, 70 feet. Just chasing it. Oh, freaking bit the tail off, I bet. Oh, missed it. Ah, short biter. Yep, no worm. Alright, let's start a new worm on here. Oh, there's a big mark. Here we go. Alright, we're gonna change baits again. Alright, just put a swim bait on. This is what we usually throw. 3-inch long swim bait. Then we'll put a little nugget of worm on there for some flavor. Got him. Yeah, nice. That's how it's supposed to be, like that. Might be a little bit better fish. Ooh. A little bit better. Sure is fighting. That is how they're supposed to get it, just like that. Oh! Alright. See you later. That's alright, he was a little guy. They are being little jerks this morning. They did not want to bite a full bait, but that one fell victim to the swim bait with a little worm on it. So the rig this morning, 8.6 medium light Riversider, Okuma Sapphire, 20-pound mainline, and then we usually run 10-pound leaders, but they were acting shy because this water is so clear. But it actually looks a little more stained today because of the winds we've had. So 8-pound leader, about 7 feet of that, 1/2 ounce green jig head for a little visibility, well, green and chartreuse with a little orange, and then this is just a swim bait, and they're liking it so far this morning. Whereas it seemed like just the jig and the worm, they just kept short biting it. So gotta let them eat it or something, I don't know. But that last one I felt chomp chomp chomp, and I never set the hook, and I came back with half that worm gone. So what can you do? Alright guys, that was pretty cool right there. Definitely more fish around today than there has been, for sure. Still not tons of them, but it's definitely more. So that's cool. They're finally starting to get off the spawning areas and move out here to the deeper water and starting to feed. Like the other day, it was one fish here, one fish there, and like I'm actually able to just sit here right now and just make precise casts. Whereas the other day I had to move. So let's get down on this fish. Oh, that fish actually, that one boogied out, but there's another one right behind there. There's two. Oh wow, a whole bunch of them staring at a school of perch. Let's see if we can get one here for you guys. Wow, we've had a pretty good pot of them right here actually. These waves are becoming a problem. Now there's one under the boat basically. Can't get lucky. I've made a bad cast every time. You can see the problem that the waves and stuff like that make. I don't know how the pros do it in 5-6 footers out on Erie, but they are professionals for a reason. It's honestly pretty incredible that they can even do it. Oh, we're gonna get bit. Come on, get there, get there, get there. Oh geez. Oh geez, come on. Come on. Oh, he's all over it. Bite it. Bite it, you jerk. Got him. Wow. You guys saw that. I reeled and reeled and reeled. Whoa. Do we have a nicer fish? Whee! Ooh, there's a. It's not real big, but it's nicer. Alright, let's see here. Oh, I got something in my eye. There we go. Wow, that's a fat fish. He's not huge, but man, is he eating well. No wonder he didn't want to bite. Alright. See you, bud. Wow, there's starting to be a lot of fish in here, guys. This is great. And that one ripped my plastic. These things are not cheap. See if we can rethread this on here. Oh. There we go. Just shorten it up a little bit and reuse it. For you guys that buy soft plastics and stuff, they're like $1 a piece at this point. Just about. It's not cheap, so. Alright. Let's get a new worm on there and go hunt down the next one. I think that's number 3. So, doing pretty good. I wish it was a little calmer, but we can't get everything. So, at least it's not too rough where we can't fish. So, it's doable. Alright guys, so as we're moving along here, you can see that big pile of what looks like just junk. That is all perch. And so we're scanning around, you can see it. So there's a fish. See that singular red mark? That's what we're looking for. So 80 feet off to my right here is where we want to head, but we're actually going to go right by that fish. Because the way the wind is blowing, if you try to fish for that fish, it pretty much ends up behind the boat, which is not great. So we're gonna keep on moving. Oh, there's one. All right, there's that red mark. So we stop the boat, let it come to a stop, and then spot lock. Set you guys up. They have been super finicky all of a sudden. It seems like what's happening now, some days they hate the transducer beam and they actually spook off of it when it pings off their body. And it seems like today is turning into one of those days. Might have to go try to find a different batch of fish. It's also tough to compete with all of that perch. I mean, that's ridiculous. Some of you guys are still looking for perch to catch 40 feet of water off the windmills. The whole the whole gang is here. All right, let's keep trying. Alright, so I want to talk to you guys real quick, kind of about the struggles of LiveScope. A lot of guys say, you know, it's cheating and, you know, it's not the right thing to do, and, you know, it must be easy to catch them on a LiveScope. Just whatever. You guys have heard it and seen it all, and I get it as well because I love the LiveScope. I think it's awesome. And I think it's a really cool tool to use, you know, to learn a body of water and break it down and really understand how these fish work. And what I would like to say is, a day like today, these fish are being what I would call complete jerks. So we're dealing with some boat waves, or not boat waves, but just wave action in general. And like I literally just had right there, this transducer gives out such a strong beam to be able to pick these fish up 100, 120, 140 feet away. And today I'm looking at 120 feet. That they literally feel that hitting their body because they have the lateral lines and all that stuff. And they feel it. And it's no different than well, I guess I should say it is a little different than a 2D. The 2D isn't as strong as a LiveScope transducer, and it's not like directly hitting them from the side, which is what a LiveScope does. And so literally what you guys just watched me do, I had fish out at 110 feet, and I said, okay, let's keep getting closer, keep getting closer. They got to about 70 feet and then vanished, and they just literally disappeared. And so, you know, when that's happening, that is a problem. Now, if it was a little calmer and the boat wasn't bouncing as much as we are, I mean, we're bouncing 2-3 feet right now, you could definitely make, and I have done it before, I did it a couple days ago where it was almost flat calm, you can make an 80-foot cast and be pretty accurate. But today, you really can't, and it's because we're bouncing so bad. And so what you're ending up having to do is try to get a fish to come into about 65 feet to make an accurate cast and hope the transducer doesn't scare it. Another thing to talk about is the boat bouncing. I mean, it's down there just going like that, right? And they hear that coming and they're like, oh, screw that. It's no different than trolling, you know, into the waves or trolling with a big boat. They hear that boat coming, and that's a lot of times why we run planer boards. As much as it is to get other lines out away from the boat, it's also because a lot of fish go out to the sides of the boat and then wrap back around behind us. And so it's not as easy as it seems, that's for sure. So like, I got one out there at 85 and literally I'm watching it swim away. Oh, nope, there it is. I thought I just saw it, but now I see it. Also, when the boat's bouncing like this, trying to make an accurate cast out to 70 feet is not freaking easy. And I totally missed that fish. So this is the problem. A lot of guys, they think they can get close, but like a day like some days you can be 10 feet away from a fish and it'll come over and freaking rock this bait's world. And then other days you gotta freaking bang him on the head. And today is one of those days you gotta freaking bang him on the head with it. So I'm trying to find, and I missed. This is where it gets frustrating. So like you then go and watch the pro series, and these pros are out in Ohio. Now it's a little different because they're in, you know, 25, 30 feet of water, so that makes it easier. But shoot, they're out there in 4, 5, 6 footers. The entire transducer isn't even in the water. And that's happening a little bit today because it's just me in the front of the boat, and the front end of the boat is pretty light, whereas like a fiberglass, like a Ranger or a Warrior, they're a lot heavier in the front end to plow through waves, and so it keeps the front end from bouncing completely out of the water. So, alright, we're gonna keep fishing here. And, oh geez, there's a big mark. Back behind the boat. Wow. The cast was like embarrassingly far off. Now you can see the problem when they're behind the boat. I'm like, that fish is gone. So, you know, the guys are like, oh, it's cheating. It's not. You gotta be pretty freaking good at this to make it work. Alright, we're gonna go find a fish and hopefully get it to bite. Got one coming. And then it literally, I basically hit it on the head, comes up like that, and then turns off and swims back down. Alright, we're gonna make a move to a different batch of fish. I am not going to deal with these crabby fish in here all day long. So, we're gonna go make a run. See what we can do. Alright guys, so this is probably a part that we never really do a proper talk about. But right now, just checking some water. This is where I was yesterday, and it does still look like there are some fish around. You can see those two squiggles on the bottom. Those are going to be your walleyes, and this is the mark I was in the other day, 2 days ago, and it definitely seems like there's some fish around, but not as many. And so now you got to play the game of where did they go. Oh, there's another one. All right, maybe we'll stop here. They actually don't look too bad. You guys can see I stopped over here a little early to see if they were in here too. It doesn't seem like they are. So we came out into here. Obviously, that was a good spot a couple of years ago. So we'll see what we can do. We got some fish around. Got him! Yeah! Nice! Ooh, this feels like a nice fish. Ooh, I think this is gonna be a nice fish, guys. Or at least bigger than what we've been seeing. Oh, yeah, nice fish. That one's going in the net. we go. Wow, that dude wanted it. That's a beauty. Not a giant, but a nice, probably 21, 22-inch fish. Going back. See you, bud. All right. I think that's fish number, I want to say that's 5, I think. But you can actually see that fish going down on the 2D. See you later, buddy. Wow. Change of area out to, instead of 40 feet, we're in 51. And the waves seem about the same, and the fish seem to be biting. At least that one wanted to bite. That one didn't seem afraid of the transducer, which was cool. Still just throwing that same swim bait I was throwing earlier, tipped with a little piece of worm. And you know, don't change what's been working, and that's been working pretty good. So we're gonna get back up on the wheel up there and see if we can find another mark and get them. Hopefully eventually we find a nice one, like a nice 26, 27. We've been getting 1 or 2 a day. So they're out here. It's just a matter of weeding through all the school fish, basically. So got a soul around, pretty crazy. There is one boat over in Canada, but probably 1.5 miles away at least. It's like a little dot over there. But other than that, I saw one bass boat head towards Hamburg. I can see the center control buoy, and there's one boat like off of, I guess that's not 18 Mile. I don't know what that's really off of. Maybe it's like off like the Bluffs kind of area. I don't know. He's over there somewhere. But yeah, nobody really around. Kind of weird. It's a little bumpy, but not. I mean, it's not bad at all. A lot of guys would be like, "Oh, it's flat." I call it walleye chop. All right, let's go try to catch another. So over the couple of years of doing this, we've learned that boat control is a huge deal into doing this. And so there's a lot of reason to a lot of little things that we do. And so a big one is heading straight into the wind and into the waves. And so a very, very challenging day. Kind of like this morning. The wind has swung a little more southwest instead of south. But first thing this morning, it was really challenging for boat control, because as we're moving, the waves are coming from the west. The wind is coming from the south. And so the spot lock, obviously the wind was pushing harder than the waves. And so spot lock was basically like freaking out, because it's trying to keep the boat basically pointed towards 18 Mile Sturgeon Point, and the waves are coming from like Ohio. They're coming right out of the west. And so it made it very challenging, because the boat kept trying, it was like turning like this, and instead of like just bouncing up and down, we're sitting here going like this. And it made it very, very challenging in there. But now it seems like it's coming more southwest. And these fish, or at least that fish, didn't seem afraid of the transducer. It held its ground pretty much right where I saw it. It still was not super eager on biting, but it did bite. That's all I ask. I'll make them bite. All right, let's keep looking here. All right, guys, we got a 3-pack. Oh boy. Oh. Oh. There's like 4 fish right there, and I couldn't find my jig. I realized there was one chasing it. Oh, we're gonna get bit right here. If these are walleyes. Got him. Nice. Whoa. Is this not a walleye? Wow. What was that? Is that a walleye? Yeah, it's a walleye. That's a fish. Wow, that's a real nice fish, folks. Oh! Ah! Oh! Well, there you go, guys. There's one. He just made a mess. That was stupid. Maybe I won't be able to get another one of these to go. They felt the boat bounce and they got pretty much 20 feet away from the transducer and bolted. So I'm gonna show you guys the mess that fish just made. That sucked. And it didn't even happen on the towel. I had the worms on the towel, and of course it kicked them off the towel and then made a mess. All right, let's clean that up. All right, well, we got the boat mostly cleaned up there. It's about as good as it's gonna get for being in the middle of the lake. So it ain't gonna make a muddy mess. But I'm a little surprised we didn't get another one of those to go. So those fish were in 54 foot. Those fish were in the top 15 feet of the water column. Pretty crazy. Hopefully we're gonna get Dad out here tomorrow, and he's got a cool app. I think it's called Active Captain, I think. Anyway, it's for the Garmin, and it'll actually mirror the screen, and so we'll get you some cool video of the fish actually interacting with the bait right on the screen, like you're watching it, like I'm watching it. But it's too much to do with just me out here, unfortunately. So I apologize about that. But there are some really cool videos that will be coming up this summer, where we really dive in depth on how to do it. So, all right, let's keep cruising around and see if we can find another one. Got him, nice. Wow. We had to work that fish. I actually made an epic cast out to like 85 feet. Saw my jig somehow, and it chased it all the way to 30 and finally bit. Now they're just quality fish. Not a tank, but a nice fish. Come here, buddy. Oh yeah, I got the fin up. Awesome. Gonna get a quick pick of this guy and then we'll get him back. All right, quick pick done. Going back. See ya. Wow, pretty cool, guys. Out in 52, 53 feet of water. Got perch, got walleye. Got a little bit of everything, but that fish was way over there. Made a bad cast, you guys saw that, because the boat was spinning. Reel back in really quick, and it's nice having those Okumas in the 3000 size. You can really gain some line quickly to get a new cast out there. Fired it out there just praying, right? And just happened to see my jig as it got to the fish, tap, 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 and it was chasing it. You guys saw what last year they liked when you were like whacking it, right? And making that bait kind of just dance like that. This year, at least so far, they're liking it almost just kind of slowly reeling, and they load up on it. So, hey, I ain't gonna complain, whatever they want, right? So, but pretty cool. Still just throwing that jig head and a worm, and seems to be working, so I ain't gonna change it. I might put a new plastic on, because that one is getting beat up, but if it still looks good, I'm still gonna fish it. They're expensive. All right, let's go. Look at this pack of fish, guys. Oh, there's one right there. There's, oh, look at that. All right. Spot lock. Here we go. Come on, fishy, fishy. Let the boat spin around. Ooh, that should be. Oh. Close the bail. Oh. Yes! Got him! Woo! Dude, look at the school. Guys, that's all. That is all walleye right there. There's probably 20 fish on the screen. That's insane. This feels like a nice fish. Yeah, that's a quality fish. Not like a tang, not like a 26 or a 27, but he's a nice 24. All right, going down. Come here, bud. Yes! Woo! Oh yeah, nice chunker. All right, let's get this one back. There's still a ton of fish on the screen. Oh man, a ton of them. Alright, that bait is shot. Alright guys, just grabbing what I had. Crush City. One of their swim baits here. Trying to thread it on in a hurry. There we go. Grab a chunk of worm. Oh, there they are too. I'm gonna try to get a little closer. Oh man, they might not even need to. Holy smokes, we are bouncing. Oh, there goes my jig. All right, here we go. Here they come. Bite it. Bite it. Bite it. Oh, you jerk. Oh, jeez. There was a lot more fish there than I thought there was. Oh, spooked off the boat. There's probably, oh my God. That's gotta be like 20 walleyes. smell it. Got him. Oh! Man! Is he gonna bite it again? Got him! Yes! Man, that was cool. That fish came, so when I set the hook, it ripped the jig 10 feet. And I must have had enough worm on there, or he was fired up the first time. And he came back and whacked it again. Wow, that was awesome, guys. Ooh, nice. Oh, fish was not fighting right for how big it is. Yes! Oh, baby, there's a big one. Oh, he came unhooked. Hey. Oh, got one. Well, there's one of your big ones. That's probably 25 and a half, something like that. It's a great fish. Going back. All right, guys, going back to the depths. See ya, bud. Bye-bye. Bam, that was awesome. Jig head and a worm. And I actually still got the worm on there. If I can get it out of the net. Check that out, jig head and a worm. Doesn't get much easier than that. I mean, holy smokes. I don't know. Get the freaking jig off the motor. I don't know how many we're at now, but we're doing pretty freaking good. I think I'm gonna put on another one of those swim baits that I was throwing that got all frigged up because it seemed like they were biting that a little better. The jig head and the worm, it really needs a stinger hook. For what I'm noticing right now, it could use a stinger hook, even like a single stinger hook. Just a single hook would do it. But man, they're biting and they're biting good. So let's get back to it. So here's what we were throwing. Let's pop one of these out. I like High Tech. They make a nice bait, but they are soft. But they do hold up pretty well. We probably caught 10 fish on that bait, but they're pretty squishy. But it probably helps them hang on. Bait straight. Right through the top of the nose there. Get it about halfway through the bait. And then pop it out. There you go. That's the swim bait we've been using. Could use a stinger hook to about there, but it seems like the swim bait, they take it all the way and just crush it. Whereas the worm, they seem to be short biting it. So, all right, let's get back out there. Hopefully you guys are having fun watching this, because I'm having fun filming it. It's a rodeo. And that was a lot of fish on the screen right there. Holy smokes. Finally got a nice one. Holy smokes. We already took one wave over the nose. That was a little exciting. All right, let's get back to it. All right, guys, I haven't even moved from where I caught that last one. Yeah, got him. We are on them, boys. Holy smokes. Wow, another nice fish. Not as big as the last, but just solid. Solid fish. Okay, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Oh boy. Ah, we got him. Wow, he He swallowed it. He'll live, but I don't really want to stick my fingers in there. Alright, we're gonna need to go get some pliers. Hold on here, folks. Hold on. Another beautiful fish. Going back. Guys, that's it for out here today. As you guys I'm sure have been watching, the nice calm lake has decided to turn to whitecaps. And so we got about a 6-mile run back. It's not awful. There's been worse ones, but we're just gonna take a nice slow ride back. Probably tuck inside the wall at North Gap there, mess around in there for maybe an hour or two, and then call it a day. But that was a lot of fun. I happy we came out here to 50 foot because we put on a freaking clinic right there, man. That was some good fishing. So we're gonna drop a waypoint here. If you guys could see, that's the track we did right there. So that was the mark from the other day. That was real good. And then we could see we did that line right there. And it had a bunch of fish on it. So we're gonna drop a pin right there and we're gonna label it. So we know for maybe tomorrow if we can get back out, or if we're in 40 feet of water, we got some marks in there as well. So, all right, I'm gonna switch over this waypoint to what we need it to be. And we're gonna roll on out of here, so let's do it.